Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the RRR show. Today we have one for you from r/Malicious Compliance. To provide a bit of backstory, this happened about 4 years ago now. Myself and my co-workers, 2 others, were delivery drivers for a large food service company. The lead driver at the time was let go, leaving just myself and my co-worker. Naturally, about a week after he was let go, we started asking our managers when they were going to be opening up the lead driver position for applications. Their response was simple and expected. Not right now, lads. We've got a lot going on as we're moving into the busy season and we still need to clean out the former employees' crap. Not a big deal. There was a lot of bullshit to clean up after the former lead was let go. He had been stealing from the company, totals were missing, truck was thrashed, and he had been using the truck storage facility as his own personal storage unit. Yeah, we had a lot to deal with, to be fair. As for the 2 of us workers there, I had about 3 years on the job experience and my co-worker had almost 5 years in the role. As far as I was concerned, he should be the one getting the promotion. Longer tenure, wife and kids, at the time it was just me and the cat, and the promotion was an additional $1.50 an hour. No brainer in my head at my end. But him and I both had a feeling they'd want to put me in that position since the big boss butted heads with him a long time ago, and they didn't always see eye to eye. And I tended to be a little bit better with the inter-office politics. Well, about 3 months after the lead was let go, things settled down and we brought up the issue again. When will the lead position be posted? $1.50 an hour adds up fast, and on a flat 40-hour work week, 4 10-hour days classified as 5 8-hour work week, meant we were at least $132 per paycheck and more depending on overtime. And we almost always had 10 to 20 hours of overtime a check. Do the math. When asked again about the position, we were told the same. We're working on it. Just be patient. As soon as we can, we'll open it up and we'll make one of you the lead. Well, this irritated both of us, but irritated my co-worker even more because he felt like that position should already have been his. He had been doing the routing for the day off the clock. Only a 10-minute phone call, to be fair. Handling mechanic appointments, as we were a satellite operation 4 hours away from DC. Communicating with warehouse staff, operations management, purchasing equipment and supplies from local stores, etc, etc, etc. I offered to reach out to management and put in my 2 cents and spur things along. He declined my help as he didn't want to butt heads with the big boss again and possibly risk his job. Alright, fair enough, no problem. So we continued to wait, and after 8 months, $4,224 of base additional pay, not including overtime, that neither of us were getting, we were both getting quite fed up. Typically, he only talked about something bothering him when he was really pissed off, and he had been talking about this almost every week for a month. So he called up the manager again and asked when they were going to open up the position for the applications. The response? Oh, you two have been doing a great job down there, everything's been handled, so we really don't feel the need to create a new position. Oh boy, oh yeah, that one pissed us off big time. This was not creating a new position. That lead position had been there for years before he was let go. I once again offered my assistance and opinion on how to speed things along and was declined again. That was until he called me 2 days later after stewing on it and told me to do what I want. So I did. The next morning, before unloading the trucks, we sat in the office, drank some coffee, and I told him what we were going to do. We were going to do nothing. We were going to field every single phone call, every single question, concern, issue, and pass it off to the big boss. He doesn't think we need a lead, so we'll just be drivers. So without providing any notice to the manager or sales rep, here's a few examples, right? But you'll all get the point. Routing? Call Big Boss. Issue a delivery? Tell the customer to call the sales rep so that they can call Big Boss and he can call us to have us go back and fix it. Something we normally just handle, right? Head mechanic calls us to say he needs to schedule a service. No. Call Big Boss. Tell him he needs to call the local mechanic or schedule it himself. Customer calls us regarding early delivery en route. Nope. Tell customer to call sales reps, who will need to call Big Boss, who will need to call us to okay it. But we may not see that call or message for a couple of hours. Can't talk on the phone while driving now, can we? We passed every single phone call, every issue off to him. For us, it wasn't a big deal since we could just handle things then and there. A simple go back and pick something up would take like 2 minutes. Customers text us directly. Well, we'll do it. But we're just drivers, so we ignored the customer, responded back that we couldn't do anything more that they need and they should call the sales rep. This made a 15-minute task at the minimum, but was usually around an hour or two before we could get back to the customer. The fallout? Oh. We didn't even make it through the first morning before the shit hit the fan. As soon as the first issue popped up, our sales rep called me to ask what was happening, why I couldn't do something. I told her the whole story, I explained everything, and she was pissed. Not at us. She was pissed at Big Boss. I apologized. I reassured her that it's nothing personal, but they won't pay my co-worker to do the job, so this is what we have to do. And they'll have to do it until he gets paid to do it. My sales rep said that she will get this taken care of, but she flat out refuses to work with Big Boss. She will quit before that happens. A serious threat coming from someone with 25 years on the job. A couple hours later, my co-worker and I get a call from the Big Boss. He apologized, told us he was wrong, and that he would open up the position for us to apply, and asked that we get back to what we were doing before. We told him, no. Until that position is posted, applicant selected, and one of our pay stubs shows the increase in pay, he can continue to handle the phone calls, but we thanked him for the apology. We carried on our merry way, and the next day, Big Boss called us, told us the position was listed, asked each of us to write up a letter of intent for why we felt like we deserved the position, and they would consider our letters and select one of us. Fantastic! Progress. We're on our way. My co-worker pretty much wrote down on his letter that he'd been doing the work for 8 months, he has seniority, contact information and knowledge, and so he felt he should be considered. I submitted nothing. Told my co-worker he should have been promoted 8 months ago and sealed the envelope. I, of course, get a phone call the next day from Big Boss asking why I didn't submit my letter. And I told him just that. You should have promoted my co-worker 8 months ago. And I don't want the position. Took a few days, but arms were twisted and my co-worker got his well-deserved promotion. The real push actually came from the sales rep. We found out a couple of months later that she had called her vice president, told him this was bogus, and refused to have to deal with Big Boss since she couldn't stand him. Well, the vice president of sales got together with the vice president of operations and made the magic happen. Malicious compliance. You say you don't see the need for a lead, so we agree. We won't do the job of one. Co-worker thanked me for the help, bought me a few T-bones, and said he never wants to get on my bad side. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. If you want to hear other great Reddit stories from other great Reddit threads narrated by myself, be sure to subscribe, drop us a like while you're there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.